the United States. That's the Constitution for the United States. So I'm going to continue this for a minute right now. But first, I want to go through this. Please share this because this is some important information before I get into because it's kind of short. So I'm going to go over this first so I can keep you going on what's really going on. So a lot of us don't know this, but what I've been doing is breaking down the Constitution, and I was commissioned by the Father from within to do this. So a lot of people may talk about me or whatever. I've heard that before. So it doesn't matter because this is for the people. Okay, this is for the people. So if you're not for the people, like my friend Michelle say, bye. Y'all notice I got some blue stuff on my tongue. I had to get some candy before I come on here because we talking so much, just rambling. So here we go. Now make sure you can comment. I may not be able to see it, but I will go back because I'm on Haps TV, and I appreciate everyone for tuning in. So let me get down to the nit tech grid tech. First of all, I'm going to talk about this before I even get started. I'm just going to go over this. This is coming from the libertybeacon.com, and I'm going over, let me make sure I got it right. Yeah, let me make sure. Okay, hold up. Let me get this right because I'm talking about this because this is something that we all need to know, and we can't be. Let me make sure I got it right. Oh, loud! Don't tell me it didn't come back. It may not even be on here. Let me make sure. But if not, I'll go to something else for that. But I had this sent to someone because they wanted to know. Oh, here we go. Okay, let me get this. Let me just send it to myself again. But I'm going to be talking about this because this is something very important. And see, every time I do it, it changes. But I got it. Okay, I'm going to send this over to myself just so we can have this. I believe it's because it's on DuckDuckGo. And a lot of us need to go to DuckDuckGo because that's where you get the truth, because a lot of the other stuff is just a bunch of stuff that doesn't even, it's not even right, man. I mean, I looked at some things and it's not right. So we're going to go over this right now. Y'all just bear with me. And as I do that, please share this because this is some good stuff I'm talking about. And let me see. Okay, I just sent it back to myself. Make sure I get it before I get started. Okay, let me make sure I get it right. Because, I want to make sure I get this stuff right because some of this we go through, you don't want to say, well, he done said this and this ain't even. We don't want to go through that. Got it. Okay, here we go. Okay, this says, I've been talking about the Constitution for the United States and the Constitution of the United States. So let me go through this first so you can get with it. Okay, the United States became a foreign corporation in 1871. Okay, a lot of us didn't know that because I didn't until something happened to my two kids that were special needs and they were tied up in the system and they're no longer here. So the United States, a Crown Vatican Swiss corporation. You can go on this yourself. It's at thelibertybeacon.com. And it says when the United States became a corporation. Y'all make sure y'all check this out now. Now, this was actually written by the staff writer, David Williams, and there's a lot of research in it. But it says every day, the amount of people learning that the United States of America, and that's lowercase, and America is capital uppercase A, and then America. The representative republic that it was died when the southern states abandoned Congress forever in 1861 is increasing. Along with the pain of findings that you've been steeped in lies throughout your entire education, there's still plenty more to cry about as you start putting the pieces together. Seriously, after this article, you'll feel the temptation to learn enough more to go slap your kid's teacher and professor around until they promise to make some kind of change or resign. Trust me. If we're sending our kids to public school today, we're not doing them any good. Sorry for the harsh words, but when we find out that the schools are really indoctrinated our kids to be slaves and stupid, one at that, yet we do it anyway. It's time to rethink our philosophy. When we fail to plan, we plan to fail. How can we say our kids have great teachers while they're teaching them BS and lies? That's what we think when we don't know the truth either. Ouch! Today's teachers are shoveling propaganda during an age of information with the real facts. It says tumbling them in the eyes. There are no excuses and there are no reasons to hear any. If it comes from public schools, public agencies, public media, or public servants, it's a stinking lie. Even term public means private if it's connected to the United States corporation. United States is a private foreign bankrupt corporation in city of London. And we wonder why the courts, cops, and banks are such despicable, inhumane pirates. They're holding you as a collateral for the debit that they're growing, and they're doing the same to your kids with your help. I might add, so stop hitting the snooze button. Now, this is coming from David Williams, and I've researched a lot of this. So you go do the research yourself, and I'm giving you this information. It's deep. It's I'm gonna say it like we say it in Florida. It's stank, but it's the truth. And this is what happened in my situation with my son. So I digged and digged and digged. Now, message for anyone who is crazy enough to claim United States citizen status. Okay, so really you're an American, but if they say you're United States citizen, and most of us say yeah, but you're really an American. Then, by passing the Act of 1871, Congress formed a corporation known as the United States. This corporation, owned by foreign interests, shoved the organic version of the Constitution aside by changing the word for to of. In the title, let me explain. The original Constitution drafted by the founding fathers read, "The Constitution for the United States of America." Note that neither the word United nor state begins with capital letters, but the Constitution of the United States of America is a corporate constitution, which is absolutely not the same document you think it is. First of all, it ended all our rights of sovereignty, sui juris. So you now have the how the international bankers got their hands on the United States of America, all capitalized. As an instrument of the international bankers, the United States owns you from birth to death. It also holds ownership of all your assets or your property, even of your children. Think long and hard about all the bills, taxes, fines, and licenses you have paid for or purchased, yet they had you by the pocket. If you don't believe it, read the 14th Amendment, and I'm going to be going over that after I finish the Constitution, other stuff. See how free you really are. Ignorance of the fact led to your silence. Silence is construed as consent. So what it's saying is if I send you something, right, in writing, and telling you got to do this, and if you don't respond back to me, it's 3 days in the private. They tell you 30 days. Oh yeah, it's 3 days. Okay, remember that. 3 days. Okay, so if you don't, then acquiescence. That means that everything I said is right and it doesn't matter. Take me to court and I've already won. See, we have to know these things. I know people think I'm crazy. He telling that stuff on. People been talking about me, but I don't care because this is something real and we need to know it. Now, I hope you got that so you can look it up yourself. As an instrument of the international bankers, the United States owns you from birth to death. Now, the United States is the Vatican. Okay, they're the Jesuits and the Zionists all roll into one big rat's nest. They're the ones running the Pentagon, murdering everyone. They're not about God. So when you see that in God we trust, government ordinance department, that's what it means. Look it up. Okay, I learned all this stuff when they did that to my son, Aaron Hatcher. And yeah, so look it up. The United States is the Vatican. Look that up. They're the Jesuits. Look Jesuits up. And the Zionists all roll into one big rat's nest. They're the ones running the Pentagon, murdering everyone. They're not about God. They work for Satan. Okay? It's very evil. It's the lower side of the frequency, which still has power. You got the upper, which is within, and the lower, which is out here. Okay, remember now, remember that. They the ones running the Pentagon, murdering, okay? And they have been pumping your heads full of septic stew. and they're getting to you to foot the bill. They're the ones who own the IRS. So wake up. Yeah. That's why all this is going on right now, because a lot of people are waking up. And just to say, the corporations are involved too. So you see a lot of corporations going down because people are waking up. Folks starting their own business. You know, they're starting their own stuff as independent contractors. So, I mean, that's the way it is now, because they're using the chemical thing to make you say, look, if you're gonna work in this corporate stuff, then you're gonna have to do what you need to do. You need to get the chemical. And so that's what's going on. And so a lot of people, well, I ain't doing it. And you see a lot of people are passing away because of the situation. So you got to know what you know in order to grow. And you grow from within. And if you're not from within, you're gonna be caught up in all of this. So a lot of people not living on the inside. So that's when you meditate, you get closer to the Father that is within you, and you learn and you can see with the eye, right? You can see what's going on, you know? And even if something happens to you, you live. You live. You live. You can have heaven on earth, or you can have hell on earth. And a lot of people are doing both, because if you live inside, you're going to have the heavens. If you live outside, you're already in hell. I'm just letting you know. So the United States isn't a country. It's a corporation. Due to the Act of 1871. Look it up. Due to the Act of 1871. Look up due to the Act of 1871. 4th of July, 2002 has come and gone. An American honored the holiday with a renewed patriotic fervor that reminded me of the bicentennial celebration of 1976. As a customary tradition, fireworks display took center stage, and scores of people turned out to witness the dazzling show in the summery sky. With mixed feelings, I sat with friends, now this is coming from William, sat with friends as a crowd Pennsylvania sidewalk beneath a glittering, mesmerizing, explosive of color, pondering the keen scene of sadness and betrayal that overwhelmed my spirit. Looking around of the huge crowd gathering for the annual events, I thought silently, we are not free. We have not been a free people for a very long time. We celebrate this day in honor of our independence. We call ourselves a free people in the land of liberty. Our anthem proudly sings the praises of this nation, and we raise our voices, wave our flags, and join in song. But how many Americans realize that they are not free? How many? Do you realize that? Are you still sleepwalking? And so this is a myth perpetrated by the powers that be in order to avoid any major civil arrest and to keep us all living under the thumb of a militaristic corporate big brother within the illusion that have been created for us. The truth of the matter is this: what freedom has not been stolen from us. We have surrendered willingly through our silence and ignorance. So if you don't say anything, like tomorrow, I'm calling to find out in my area, what is that stuff spraying up there all the time, and people are getting sick? You know, I'm just going to ask, because I've heard this, I've heard that, you know, I've heard all of this. So why not just ask? They should know. So I'm going to call and ask tomorrow. I'm just doing it because I want to know. And you know, I want to know who the company is, what are they spraying, how long, why are they doing it all the time, what is the purpose of it? And I know I may not get the truth. Then again, I may get someone to say, child, you know what they're doing. You know, you may get that. I don't know until I ask. And I'm saying that because you should be asking too in your area, because this is all over the world. I'm talking about all over, even in London. And I've had people that live over there, and I said, look up and see if you see something spraying up in your area. And I've had people do that, and they look and they said, yeah. Do you know what it is? They're always doing that. So I just want to know. So I'm going to ask. And we have that right to. Now, as I stated earlier, and let me get back. Okay. As Americans, most of us have no idea how our freedoms are maintained or lost. Apparently, our ancestors didn't have a good grasp of this either. It is sad, but it is awesome. It's also very true. Okay. Now I'm going over this before I get into the part of the Constitution, but don't point to the beloved parchment, the Constitution, as a symbol of your enduring freedom. It is representative of a form of government which seemingly no longer exists in this country today. Now, I heard this was a continent, but I'm going to say that. The Constitution has been thrown out of the window, the republic shoved aside and replaced with a democracy. The thing is, most people in this continent, remain unaware that this is so because they simply do not know the truth, what lies beyond the myths your so-called government is not going to tell you either. Now, there's a little deeper than this when it was America, and it goes deeper and deeper and deeper, and things have changed and changed and changed. But the original people of this land, okay, of this land, you research that. Research to find out who's the original people. So let's roll backwards into the past for a moment. It is the time we learn what they did teach us in school. It is far more interesting than what they did tell us. I think you'll say, await for this lesson. The date is February 21st, 1871, and the 41st Congress is in session. I refer you to the Act of the 41st Congress, Section 34, Session 3, Chapter 61 and 62. On this date in history of our nation, Congress passed an act titled An Act to Provide a Government for the District of Columbia. This is also known as the Act of 1871. Okay, what does this mean? Well, it means that Congress, under no constitutional authority, just like they're doing today, to do so, created a separate form of government for the District of Columbia, which is a 10-mile square parcel of land. What? Yeah. How could they do that? Moreover, why would they do that? To explain, let's look at the circumstances of those days. The Act of 1871 was passed at vulnerable time in America. Our nation was essentially bankrupt, weakened, and financially depleted in the aftermath of the Civil War. The Civil War itself was nothing more than a calculated front. Okay, it was a front for some petty, fancy footwork by corporate backroom players. It was a strategic maneuver by European interests, the international bankers, who were intent upon gaining a stranglehold on the neck and the coffers of America. The Congress realized our country was in a dire financial strait. So all this is some deep stuff that people have not really talked about. So I'm going to stop there just so you'll know a little bit of it. But you need to go and pull this up so that you can actually get this for yourself. Because with this passage of the Act of 1871, it's deep. Because United States Corporation is in District of Columbia. That's D.C. District of Columbia. So you need to look that up so you can know for yourself, to know I'm just not sitting up here babbling and just saying it. And I refer you to the United States Code. Note the capitalization indicating the corporation, not the republic. Title 28, 3002, 15 ABC. It is stated unequivocally that the United States is a corporation. Look this up. Look it up now. I'm going to say this one more time so you will know, because if you write this down, listen. It says United States Code, Title 28, 3002, 15 ABC. It is stated unequivocally that the United States is a corporation. Realize, too, that the corporation is not a separate and distinct entity from the government. It is the government, your government. This is extremely important. I refer to this as the corporate empire of the United States, which operates under Roman civil law outside of the Constitution. Now, how do you like being ruled by, it says here now, not me, cheesy, sleazy corporation? You'll ask your congressperson about this. You say, huh? Because I don't know if they all know this. I know the higher up knows this, and a lot of people are waking up to this. But what we need to do is really find out who we are and where we're from. Because I thought I was a United States citizen till I found out what they did to my kids. They're not here anymore. And so all of these things are cultivated underneath that organization. It's just like McDonald's, Burger King, Walmart, same thing. Because Walmart can have a police, they can have all of that stuff because it's a corporation. So you got to understand this. So when you see all these things happening now and corporations being shut down, nobody's in there, nobody working, nobody, because people are waking up. And I hope you're waking up, because this is what's going on. And I'm going to go on and do this like I was doing. I just wanted you all to pretty much get like a little overview. And this is not going to take long any longer, because I'm going over the Article 4 and 5, and which what it says. Now, this is the Constitution for the United States of America. Okay. Section 1, full faith and credit shall be given to each state to the public acts, records, and judicial proceedings of every other state, and the Congress may, by general laws, prescribe the manner in which such acts, records, and proceedings shall be proved, and the elect thereof. Section 2, the citizens of each state shall be entitled to all privileges and immunities of citizens in the several states. A person charged in any state with treason, felony, or other crimes, who shall flee from justice and be found in another state, shall, on demand of the executive authority of the state from which he fled, be delivered up to be removed to the state having jurisdiction of the crime. No person held to service or labor in one state under the law thereof, escaping into another, shall, in consequence of any law or regulation therein, be discharged from such service of labor, but shall be delivered up to the claim of the party to whom such service of labor may be due, modified by the amendment. Section 3, new states may be admitted by the Congress to this union, but no new state shall be formed or erected within the jurisdiction of any other state, nor any state be formed by the junction of two or more states or parts of states without the consent of the legislators of the state concerned, as well as of the Congress. The Congress shall have power to dispose of and may all needful rules and regulations respecting the territories of other properties, belonging to the United States, and nothing in this Constitution shall be so construed as to prejudice any claims of the United States or of any particular state. Now, when you look at this and you read this, make sure you get a Black's Law Dictionary. And there's another dictionary, I can't pronounce the name, but it's Bouvier. I'm going to order that. I guess I'm saying it right, but that's the one and I'm going to be talking about too, the common law, because that's the natural law from the Father. And now, when the last time you heard of common law? That still stands, because this is God's place. How that country? This is God's country. Yeah. So I'm going to go over that to all this stuff, and I'm going over all this de facto and this United States of America. And I'm going to go over the natural laws too, because that's what the living beings stand by. Okay, which who you are. You probably don't know it yet, but you are a being, okay? A man or a woman. You got to look up these words because I'm telling you, in the Black's Law, and that's just going to show you what they're doing and what you have to go by. But the natural law is from within. Okay. Hope you get that. Now, let me make sure I get this right. Okay, Section 4. The United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a republic form of government and shall protect each of them against invasions and on application of a legislator or of the executive, which the legislator cannot be convened against domestic violence. Now, you know that's not true. And that's not true because that's we're under of in our mind. We think that, but really it's for, the Constitution of, that's what, it's the same thing, but they're doing it their way. It's like in New York, I did it my way, but you got to do it this way. And then if you're really going to get deep, you go with common law and do it God's way. Okay. Just like gravity, what goes up is coming down. I mean, it's a lot of stuff, man. People don't know, but it's the truth. Now, that's Section 4. Now I'm going to go to Article 5, and then that's it. And I'll come back tomorrow and finish this on out. Okay. Okay, so let me see. The Congress, whenever 2/3 of both houses shall deem it's necessary, shall propose amendments to this Constitution, or on the application of the legislatures of 2/3 of the several states shall call a convention for proposing amendments, which in either case shall be valid to the intent and purposes as part of this Constitution, when ratified by the legislators of 3/4 of the several states, or by conventions in 3/4 thereof. And the one of the other mode of ratification may be proposed by the Congress, provided that no amendments which may be made prior to the year 1808 shall in any manner affect the first and fourth clauses in the 9th section of the first article, and that no state without its consent shall be deprived of its equal suffrage in the Senate. Now, we've seen all this stuff going on, and it's been a whole bunch of stuff going on, and it's not adding up to this, but they make you think that this is it. Well, this is what the Constitution, of the Constitution of the United States. Because if you notice now, after you hear me, I want you to start listening to when they say United States. They never acknowledge United States of America and never acknowledge America. Never. And so we got to start doing that, because that's where it all lies. It lies from within, from the forefathers, the ones that's before you, all of those. And I got that from a son, because I was like, I thought they were saying the four. You know how we say four? And my son was like, it's forefathers. Because, and that's tricky, because in my mind, before I started listening to this, and, before Aaron and Elijah passed away, and I had to really dig deep into this to find out why, and nothing has been done. They little shake it up a little bit, and then they just push to the side. But the FBI will be coming at your door. It ain't over yet, but I just had to get that in there. But I'm saying that I thought, and I'm just going to be real with you, I thought it was, when they say the forefathers, it's the forefathers, like before you. And I know some people say, he didn't know that. No, I didn't. And I'm not ashamed to say it, because you have to learn these things. And I learned that in the Black's Law Dictionary, in the Bouvier. I got to make sure I say that right. But that dictionary. And so we need to get a dictionary, a Black's Law Dictionary, and the Bouvier Dictionary. I got to make sure I correct that. But I'm going to get that other one, because I don't have that one. But you need to know these laws, because in the Bible it says, Jesus said, and the government shall be upon your shoulder. And they always right there, looking, seeking who they may devour. Okay, I'm talking about the Constitution of, not for, because for was written for, That's what it was written for. And that was done, from what I've studied, by the Moors. Y'all can look that up too. Don't take my word. Wrote this for them. Now, this is what I've researched, and you research because maybe you find something else. But from what I've researched, when someone takes something from you, you're gonna research, you're gonna dig, you're gonna find out everything so you can straighten this stuff out. And so I want you all to know that all the research really comes from within, because there's a power in you that will say you need to go do this. Like now, I need to go get this fourth edition book so you can see how old it is. That's the one you need. I'll be right back. Y'all stay right here. I'm just gonna run back here. Be right back. Don't you go nowhere now. All right, let me get this. Oh, it's dark back here. Okay, here I come. I just want y'all to see this. Hear me? Okay, here we go. Now, this book here is an old book. Okay, because I really want to know, because even when you get into this stuff, they still go in and change it and make it, but you got to have the real deal. So I'm going to show one word. Let me see. I want to look up something just, and then I'm going to get out of here. But I want you all to know that this is real, and we're living in the real right now, because there's a lot of things that's going on that we don't know. And if we don't study to show ourselves approved, and I know some of this stuff may be boring and I don't want to know all of that, but if somebody takes something away from you that's a living being, you gonna wake up then. So what I'm trying to do is tell you so you can know now, so you won't have to go through that, because I knew a lot of spiritual stuff, but I didn't know this side. And so I started learning more about this side of what's really going on. Now I'm going to go and look up this. I was going to get a little deep, but I'm not going to get a little deep because I want to make sure. Now I'm going to look up person, and I want you all to know what it really means in the law, in the court of law, because that's why we get caught up and we be admitting this stuff and don't even know what the words mean. So I would suggest you get this, because it's something that's going to help you. So when you do, because you have to govern yourself, and you govern yourself by the power of God that's within you. So when you do that, then you on the right road. But when you got all these other people trying to tell you what to do and you're supposed to be free, then you're not free. Now I'm not. You have to obey stuff now and obey the law of the land, but not just go do everything you want to do because no, you don't do that. Okay, so let me get this real quick and then I'm done. But I just want you all to know that this is something that we all need to know, because, a lot of us never heard of living from within, because I didn't. I mean, I knew about it growing up. I knew I was different, and I knew, they say he's so weird, but it was, but it was because that I was living from within and didn't know it. I heard a voice. I sure did. I used to have a little. I'm sure Bernadette them. I used to come over there to visit them, and I used to always say, "Oh, this my little friend sitting right here." It was really an angel there, but they thought I was crazy, but I wasn't, and it's still with me today. Okay, so let me see what this says. One second. Here we go. Let me see. I gotta find this. I want to make sure I get this right. Okay. Okay. It says here a person. Okay, just what it says here. The word in its natural and usual signification includes woman, women, as well as men. Commonwealth versus Woloski. Term may include artificial beings as corporations. So when you go into court, you're in an artificial, because the name that you're in, which is my name is, well, the government name. You heard people say, "Oh, that's my government name." They really mean that, because Ronald Anthony Hatcher, all caps, that's an artificial. That's not the real being. That's not me. That's not me. That's Ronald Anthony Hatcher, which is connected to a trust. And so when you go into there, when they charge you, they charging you. And then you're going to have to come up with that money when they give you these charges. So everything works together for the good for that according to their purpose. So we got to do this thing spiritual according to our purpose. So same thing, walk the same, does the same thing, but it's not the same because you have the charges, debits. You're doing a debit. You get, man, y'all, I'm telling you, this stuff is real. So that's what a person is. And when you walk up in court, that's what you are. So it's best to do some things so you don't ever have to walk up in court. You have to let them know your status. And that's something deep. But I tell you who you can listen to give you that. That's the National Grand Sheik. I mean, a lot of people, you just listen to him. It's a wealth of information. And then you can go and study for yourself what he's talking about, because he's not going to hold your hand. He's just going to say this, that, and the other, and give you the things to listen to, because I'm open to all. I've listened to everything. I've listened to everything. And then I make the decision because I govern myself. And that's what you should do. So make sure you get you a dictionary so you can know these laws. And always know that under legalese, the Constitution, the Corporation of the United States, where they have the legalese and all of that, if you are under that jurisdiction, then you have to go by that and respect that. But if you know who you are and know that you are an American and you're not white, you're not black, you're not Negro, you're not the N word, what they say, you're not any of that. You're not Indian, you're not Ethiopian. You're not any of that. You got to find out who you are, because those are brand names under the United States Corporation, so they'll know that you are with them. So you got to separate yourself. Be ye separate. It says that in the Bible. So I'm just saying this so that you can go and research yourself. This is for entertainment purposes. Okay, I'm not the one. I'm telling you, I've been through this, so you can go and look for yourself to find out what you need to find out for you in your house, meaning this house, this church right here, your church. So make sure you do that. This is Ron Anthony. Thank you. This week, this weekend, we're going to be, I'm going to be giving a lot of things that talking about. I get 15 minutes, so I'm going to let it all out. Talking about I am free, and it's going to be great. This is with Demario Scott. Demario Scott, you could pull him up. It's it's going to be a big thing, and I think the tickets are $20 at the door. And this is going to be something great, and we can talk privately. Because when you on somebody else's stuff, you got to respect that. But when you in the presence face to face, you can say it. So you can look that up. You can talk to Demario Scott. You can look him up, and he has all the information. And also, it's going to be on my page. And I don't know if I could put it on Haps, because I think it's all for video and all of that stuff. But make sure you check that out. Please donate to They Can't Talk, But We Can at gmail.com. That's the PayPal. You can also donate here. It's going to go back Republic. Okay, that's what Republic is. Republic. I'm going to put it right back in to help the special needs community, because that's why I have the radio station WMQG. And if you check out the Grease, see, that's my platform. You can't shut me down. But the Grease giving you some stuff that you need to know that the mainstream is not giving. So, and I'm not knocking the mainstream, because I need to know what's going on in my community. I'm just saying a lot of things that they don't cover, you can find a lot of it on WMQGradio.com, The Grease. Okay. And then you also got other ones up there too that's giving you some grease. It's some grease too. I mean, it's some grease. You know that grease that when you're you done cook some chicken and cook some chicken and cook some chicken, and then it's time to throw that grease away. That's the grease that they talk about, that dirty grease. So make sure you do that, because this is something we need to know. I'm going to have a special guest that's talking about Australia, because Australia something's going on, and it's going to be this Friday. I'm going to put it up. This person is actually living what they told me that we are about to live. I mean, they shooting rubber bullets at the people that for their jobs and stuff. It's a big thing about this chemical thing that's going on. And a lot of people are being killed. People are jumping off roofs because it's something mental. And this is going on right now as we speak. I call this person sometimes. I'm not going to give his name because maybe he wants to give it, because I don't know how it works over there in Australia, but we've been censored, so we can't see a lot of stuff. But he's sending me things, and I'm going to start putting it up until they tell me that I can't, because I want the people to know. Now, and I'm not a journalist. I'm just doing this because I'm a commissioned person. I've been commissioned to do this for this point in time. So don't call me no journalist, because I'm not. I'm working for the Father. So, and I'm not a pastor, preacher, I'm none of that. I just live from within. And I know, I want you all to know that first of all. And all I am is what I am. And that's who I am. I am. And that's what you should be. Live from within. So you'll be able to see the things that's going on before you even get to it. So this weekend, the 25th, I'll put everything up if you want to come. Or I'm going to see if DeMario can make it live. I don't know, because that's his platform, but whatever he can do to do that. So if the ones that's all over that can't come, but if you hear, you might need to come and wear your mask. We got the mask up now because it is something. It's always been something. And that something seemed to be the same thing until you do something else to bring on the chemical. Okay? So that's how I'm saying it. But that's you. If you can read between the lines, because this is something, and you can't judge people or anything like that. If some people do it, good. If some people don't, good. It's up to you. All right? So make sure. And y'all hit up DeMario anyway and say, DeMario, can you make this thing live? Because he's on Haps too now. DeMario Scott, Royalty Kings and Queens Corporation. Make sure you look him up and send him something and say, hey, can you make this live? Because I want to see what's going on, because we're going to have, it's a lot of people that's going to be there. I know Michelle Washington, who ring that bell. She need to play that song, You Can Ring My Bell, because she always hitting that bell when she come on, and she hitting the bell when she go off. And that bell is a sensation that commands your attention. There's something with that bell. I'll let her tell you that. But make sure you stay tuned. Please, please, please look up my song, I Am Free, okay? Look it up, check it out, and if you can, purchase it, because it's going to go right back into They Can't Talk, But We Can. And that's the what I did for my son that's not here anymore because of the United States Corporation. Okay? And that is what it is. And so I thank God that we all are here and we're able to live from within. We're able to meditate and go and stand before the Father in the Spirit, because he said you must worship him in spirit and in truth. You cannot get to him as a man. You're only out here as a man or a woman. You got to get to him through spirit and in truth. And what I've learned for myself, meditation takes me right in front of the Father, because I leave this body. I ascend just like Jesus did. And Jesus is that light, the metaphor, the light that's within you. He did it. So can I. All right. Love y'all. Thank you. And make sure you check it out this weekend. I'll put it up there. And tomorrow I'm going to be doing something. So I have the information, and you can look on my page on Facebook and check out DeMario Scott and tell him to please put this stuff up there so it can be live. Okay. All right. This is Ron. Love you all. Ron Anthony. Go get my song. Donate. Do something here. Believe me, I'm not taking this money, because it ain't coming after me. You already heard it's fraud with with what's going on. So I'm not getting involved in that. So when you give, it's going right back to this. It's going back to the They Can't Talk, But We Can. And I have clothes for kids and for families. If you want them, hit me up. From K&G, thank you, who sponsors this. I need y'all to hit me up, because I need to get rid of all these new clothes, because they're just piling up, and I'm going to get them. And so please do that. Okay, this is for you. Special need families, any family, just get the new clothes. Let me know. Send me the sizes. I take a picture because I need to get rid of this stuff. All right. Love y'all. This is Ron Anthony. Until tomorrow, real issues. That's what we're going through. All right. Good night.